Looks good.
Hi, Mr. Walsh. How are you? Good morning. I should say good afternoon to you.
Fine.
Hello, good afternoon. Great pleasure.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Although I can tell you, in fact, it's a hearty good morning from Trinidad and Tobago. I just had a wonderful cup of coffee, you know.
I'm having mine still. Great minds drink alike.
You know, in fact, we do produce the best cocoa in the world. And I think, in fact, we do pretty good coffee also.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that I was in your country 20 years ago. I enjoyed that place. Beautiful place.
Wow.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy. Have you had a good time?
Yeah, very good time there.
So so where are you presently now?
I had come with the Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee at that time. Right now, I'm the chief editor of a digital news platform, newsabout.com.
Okay. Good. Well, welcome on board, you know, because of course, you know, Abdul's initiative is one that for a young man is very commendable. And of course, we need that kind of advocacy, you know, to perpetuate, as I would often say, a culture of peace, you know.
Thank you.
Yes, agreed.
Very good.
So how long do we have again to count down?
I think it's 3 o'clock now. 3 o'clock now.
Now? Okay.
Yeah.
Abdul, can we start? Colin?
Yes, sir, we can. Abdul, sir, it's your sign off.
Okay. So welcome to the COVID Times Poetry Winners ceremony. And this time I think it's very appropriate to start with a short prayer. So if you would join me in a moment of prayer and reflection. Dearest Heavenly Father, we come before you to offer this time at a time when there's a lot of tragedy and a lot of sadness. At the same time, whenever humanity is challenged, we reach beyond that tragedy and look for something greater. Pray that you can bless this meeting, this international meeting of many parts of our globe. That we can come together and reach out for this inspiration inside us and express that which is from you, to look beyond the COVID virus that is afflicting this world at the moment and to aspire to something much greater, and a greater world, a culture of peace to come. We thank you and we offer this now in your Son's name. Amen.
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 Yes.
So, greetings, everyone. I would just like to heartily commend this initiative of the World Humanitarian Drive. And this initiative is from the Honorable Abdul Basit Said. And it very much is, as His Excellency, the President of Trinidad and Tobago, the 5th President, has just added, this is really adding to a culture of peace. At this time of global lockdown, of confinement, our minds are free to look for the inspiration, to look for something greater, to look for a better world to come. So this is a time of inspiration when there's a lot of sadness. And this will give many people solace and many people something else greater to think about than the difficulties around them. So I would like to start this program by asking for the video of the World Humanitarian Drive. Is that
Yes, sir.
Ready to start?
Yes, sir, we are going.
I think the volume is not there. Just double check with the volume.
Many of us are learning, particularly about Zoom and so on from this time, which has brought us together.
I think we are trying to learn new things through Zoom, the videos. We are having a bit of time.
It was something that worked yesterday.
Yeah.
So really sorry. Just a minute.
Well, are we going to try again?
Yes, sir.
I think the video went and left, Colin. Okay, it's okay. What I can do is, Colin, I think the video is missing. The sound is missing. Hello? Colin, we can't hear the audio.
It's a shame. It worked very well yesterday. We got it to work.
We are back to the 1920s. The silent movies.
Would you like to show it later in the program?
Okay, we will try it at the end of the program, Colin.
Yes.
What I can say is that I think approximately the last 2 years, Abdul Basit has been working very hard, tirelessly to build up the World Humanitarian Drive. And it's something I've been watching fairly closely from a different part of London, but I can see that he has an inspiration to build this culture of peace. And his mind is very fertile in bringing new initiatives, new ideas of poetry, of a science bazaar, of launching chapters in different countries, of bringing business to different parts of of the world in efforts for trading for peace. There are many different initiatives, and hopefully we'll be able to see the video later. And it's going to encapsulate many of these different initiatives. So what I would like to do is to come back to the poetry recitation. We'd like to start with Mr. Nicholas Barlow.
Hello there.
Hello,
I think you can hear me well.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, I'm Nicholas J. Barlow. My poem is called "This Beer Here Is Cruel," and yeah, it's basically a bit of an extended metaphor for alcoholism linking with COVID, and yeah, having a bit of fun with that basically. Anyway, I shall read it to you now. The oven is on full. The chips are overcooked. The lights are there. I see waifs and strays tuck in off the streets. Why? A virus the likes no one has ever seen. The blue blood seeps its weakened life out of this vein of strife. I remind myself, the world is still there, somewhere. Is this the start of a nanny intonation, or is this the start of real degradation? Our Prime Minister, Health Secretary, and Chief Medical Advisor all have it. This holds the name of beer, but we have no reason to cheer, yet. Yet I stress, I am stressed, yes. I don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. And World Humanitarian Drive wants to present you this certificate of winning to Mr. Nicholas J. Barlow, a man with great promise. I heard 17 years old. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Could I now turn to second poetry recital from a Mr. Dean Modeste from Grenada.
Dean, are you able to hear?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear.
Yes.
Yeah. So
You can start
ready?
with your point. Yes, sir.
Could we have the second screen for Mr. Modeste?
Yes, sir. It's already up.
Dean's screen is not yet.
It is, sir.
I can still see Nicholas.
I can see Dean. I can see Dean Modest say.
I can see Dean too.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, Amy, that's fine. I'll continue. Yes, okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, just a quick overview of this poem. This poem is to look at the brighter side, the more positive side of things that are happening and things that people have put in place to support us through these times, and the environment, just a touch on the environmental change that we're seeing across the globe with the decrease in pollution. But let me kick this off. So many times we ball out for that free time, that me time that seems to be rarer than diamonds. We have it. Now there's blue skies and sun like the Grenadian islands. Bring come the heat. Soon we have life sweet. Yet I'm still thankful. Online channels reconnect relatives and brethren wherever in they may be. Smiling faces spread internationally. We share our words, pictures of love, happily. graciously, I appreciate life. Digitally, live DJs mix daily, whisk us elsewhere for relief. I swear, carnival vibe strong, a brief feeling to lift our spirits. When you hear it, right song radiates positive energy, floor to ceiling. We heal in life through love. Thank you.
Very nice.
That was wonderful. Thank you very much. Could feel Grenada's spirit there. Thank you. Wow. So World Humanitarian Drive would like to present you with a certificate of winning to Mr. Dean Modeste. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we'd like to turn to Mr. Niraj Bajpai, sorry, from India, New Delhi.
Thank you. I try to encapsulate the real situation, what is on the ground right now. So my poem is a bit large, but I will try to cut it short. It is in Hindi. I just read it out. पलक झपकते ही कोरोना से खलबली मच गई, रातों रात दुनिया बदल गई. Within a blink of eye, everything has changed. कल तक जो जीव जंतु बाजारों में कटे फटे खून से सने कुंडों से लटके बिकते दिखते थे, आज वे रौब से घूमते दिखते हैं. जंगलों, गांवों, शहरों में हमने उनकी जमीन छीन, पलट प्रहार करके नेचर ने अपनी जगह फिर ली है छीन. We have taken everything from them. So the nature has taken back everything. शहरों में जहाँ कारें फर्राटे भरती थी, वहां परिंदे फर्राटे भर रहे हैं. पहले वे पिंजड़ों और जबड़ों में बंद थे, हम सेक्शन में घूमते थे. अब हम लॉकडाउन में घरों में बंद हैं और वे खुले घूम रहे हैं. नीला आसमान खो गया है, आदमी गुनगुनाता था. नीला आसमान छा गया है, आदमी गुनगुनाता है. People were fed up with the environment. The sky was very dark, but right now everything is improving. पांच सितारा होटलों में लुप्त होते जानवर होती थी, बड़े बड़े अभियान चलते थे. अब उन्हीं विलुप्त गोरैयों के झुंड खिड़कियों पर चोंच मारते हैं. गांवों से सटे कस्बों में आवारा कुत्ते, तोते और मोर चीख रहे हैं. अरे सब कहाँ छुप गए हैं, हम तुम्हें ढूंढ रहे हैं. कौवों की काव काव, बुलबुल की तान, कोयल की कूक. तो अब नींद खुलती है. पहले वे आवाज मोबाइल की कालर टून और कालबेल तक समझ गई थी. ताजी हवा, नीला पानी और सन्नाटा देश प्रदेश पसरा पड़ा है. आदमी को कोरोना का खौफ सता रहा है. कोरोना तो हमको अपनी सीमाएं बता रहा है. कोरोना इज जस्ट टेलिंग अस आवर लिमिट्स. नेचर सब बैलेंस कर रही है. नेचर इज बैलेंसिंग एवरीथिंग. अपनी छीनी जगह में वापस ले रही है. इट इज शी इज टेकिंग आउट एवरीथिंग बैक टू हर फोल्ड. लोग बंद खिड़कियों के पीछे से झूमते परिंदों की तस्वीरें खींच रहे हैं. आसमान में इंद्रधनुष देख अपनी छतों पर बल्लियों उछल रहे हैं. कल तक एक दूसरे से मिलने से हम कतराते थे, अब उनसे मिलने को मचलाते हैं.
Very nice.
वर्क फ्रॉम होम व डिजिटल मीटिंगों की चर्चा हर जगह हो रही है. संसार बदल रहा है. न्यू नॉर्मल की बरसात हो रही है. चींटी से भी हजारों गुना अदने कोरोना ने ये क्या कर दिया. The virus is microscopic and very microscopic in comparison to ant, but it has changed everything. कोरोना ने ये क्या कर दिया है. बस 100 दिन में ही संसार बदल दिया है. Within 100 days everything has changed. कब्रिस्तानों व शमशानों में भीड़ बढ़ गई है. गिद्ध भी पूछ रहे हैं सब भीड़ कहाँ से उमड़ी है. बहुत फरिश्ते उमड़ रहे हैं, लोगों की आगे मदद कर रहे हैं. ये सब कहाँ छुपे थे, सब पूछ रहे हैं. फलों व फूलों से लदे पेड़, आम की बोरों से पटे पेड़, चेरी ब्लॉसम से सजे पेड़ पूछ रहे हैं कहाँ सदियों से हमें देखने वालों की मरती भीड़. हवाएं उन्हें बता रही हैं बहुत भीड़ तो कब्रगाहों में खड़ी है, बहुत भीड़ तालों मुड़ी है. चेरी ब्लॉसम को देखने के to see the cherry blossom tree, a lot of people were coming, but this time no one had come. So they were asking, where is the crowd now? आदमी बिल्कुल बदला नजर आ रहा है. कोरोना ने सब उलट पलट दिया है. बस 100 दिन में ही संसार बदल दिया है. आदमी ने इस अजनेस ने इतना कहर बरपाया है. उस दिन क्या होगा जब सालों से जमा हथियारों और बमों के जखीरे फूटेंगे. कोरोना में तो नेचर बच गई है, तब दूर दूर तक का नामो निशान नहीं होगा. इसके पहले सब निपट जाए, हमें सुधरना होगा, वरना सबको बर्बाद होना होगा. थैंक यू.
Thank you very much. I thought that was very appropriate, being on UN Earth Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Highlighting the role of Mother Earth. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mr.
it is
Bajpai.
Earth Day today.
Yes. The World Humanitarian Drive is gratefully giving you this certificate of winning to Mr. Niraj Bajpai. Congratulations, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'd like to turn to Ms. Jafira Nakvi, who's living in the UK.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you very much amongst you all, but it is a sad state of affairs, and my poetry is reflective of what is going on around right now. I would give you a brief description in English, and then I will read it in Urdu for you, because I have written it in Urdu. I'm an Urdu poet, or striving to be. So basically, I'm saying the earth is slipping away from under our feet. Bewildered and confused, we strive to fight and survive a silent war with this silent enemy. Our silence becomes our only world, our loneliness, our suffering, our havens, which is peace of mind, livelihood. It has been taken away from under our feet, leaving us flabbergasted. Pandemic has drastically changed our worlds. Humanity used to breathe life, and society was the norm. Now we only have our inner selves as companions. COVID-19 has redefined the word and act of love and the care we have for each other by staying apart, distancing ourselves from our loved ones, even from ourselves. So a new form of lifestyle, if love is to survive, as we lose grip on reality. So basically, I'm going to read it in Urdu now. Dushmane-e-Jaan, Corona. इंसान की जैसे पांव तले जमीन निकल गई, छोटी सी एक वबा से दुनिया बदल गई. इंसान इस ज़मीं पे अजनबी है बन गया, बस देखते ही देखते काया पलट गई. अब इस ज़मीं पे अपना कोई हक नहीं रहा, हाथों से बागडोर की रस्सी निकल गई. एक दुश्मने-जान रोग बन गया, जहर कातिल, देखा भी नहीं जिसको वजह मौत बन गई. इंसान की इंसान से ज़ेबाइश सुना करते थे हम, अब खुद से मुलाकात ही महफिल है बन गई. इस कश्मकश में हाथ मिलाएं कि या नहीं, अब हाथ धो के मौत जो पीछे है पड़ गई. हर सिमत खामोशी की फिजा छा गई है अब, इस कैद तन्हाई में तबीयत बहल गई. अब दूर रह के प्यार की रस्में निभाएं हम, रिश्तों मोहब्बतों को कोरोना निगल गई. Thank you. I'm Jafra.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
So, World Humanitarian Drive would have to award you this certificate of winning to Ms. Jafira Nakvi. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hello. So next, we'd like to turn to Mr. Alan Rayner, again in the United Kingdom, in London. Hello, Alan, are you there?
Yes, I am. And thank you very much for all your good work, Robin, as always. For over 40 years, I think we've known each other. So many congratulations. And to Abdul as well, Your Excellency, it's a great pleasure to have you here to listen to us. I'm very grateful because poetry is so important. I gave a talk on Seamus Heaney to my Irish forum in Luton, and his awards were about an inch thick. And John had actually been at school with him. And Why? Because he had done so much peace work behind the scenes. Because poets work in a different way, a higher way. And this book, Awareness of Holiness, has been approved by Marcus Bravebook, the chairman of the World Congress of Faiths, many years ago. And after being in over 80 schools in my campaign, I wrote to the Queen in despair, saying this country can no longer afford a two-tier system of education. With £3,000 a year for a comprehensive kid, E.M. Brown raised it to 5,000. The national audit said 1 million kids have been deprived of education. Think of that in mental health terms. I got my report on child suicide and London knifing on the Prime Minister Boris's desk the day he took office. He agreed with Gavin Williamson to have an extra £4,500 for primary children per annum and 5,000 for secondary. Then the Department of Education replied to my book, From Heaven to Heaven, explaining the four world religions, the Hindu and the Abrahamic, from Adam and Eve to heaven, so from heaven to heaven. And they replied saying that they thought that we needed a national commission for education, but as they're giving 52 billion towards education to cover the mental health and other problems, it may not be necessary. I believe it's necessary in every country. They did agree with my idea that in every town and village, there should be
Alan.
community
Hello, Alan.
creative center. Just one thing, just this last thing. And this is the point. If every town and city, in Luton, they've done it already, has a community creativity center and a holistic education, you will be not having these troubles. My poem is Awareness and Holiness. Deep inside my inner consciousness, my soul is stirred by wind and rain. Still and calm within, outside the elements are caught in nature's struggle. For nature's bounds are difficult to explain. They change much, though they often appear the same, yet within, the silence remains calm and true. The soul is peaceful, filled with love's flame. For all humanity is viewed with empathy. The daily struggles or the harder grind, achievement's desire for solid gain, does not compare with silence of the mind. What is this serenity, whilst all the world is busy? The animals, birds, and insects and other forms of life, or what is left of them, struggle with man for existence, for they too reflect human choice for strife. There is within us all that space called eternity. Human will rises far beyond itself to heaven, where joy is immense and uncontainable, as the dough of our bodies is raised with the leaven. The spirit is fired with love's burning ardor, for it knows beyond seeing, feeling and senses bounds, the warm caress of God's right hand, and where his smile, his kindness, his love abounds. How do I know that God is there? The presence of his Son, his prophets, and of us all gives meaning to his existence, for we know that love is purposeful and does enthrall. Purity without desire, love without fire, adoration without bounds, joy beyond compare, the mind rapt, the body still, and beyond the will. Held, yet free, here, yet eternally, bound in his care.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alan. Your passion is uncontainable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin.
We'd like to present you with a certificate of winning for your wonderful passion to Mr. Alan Rena. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you. Thank you, Abdul.
We'd like to turn now to Mr. Abe K. Tikaka, who's speaking from India in French. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon to all the distinguished guests from the world over who are present here on this occasion. And I would like to thank and appreciate each and everyone who has put in tremendous amount of efforts in organizing this event, and particularly Abdul. So I'm really grateful because this is the situation where everybody is very pensive mood, and I think creativity is overflowing in a very constructive way because people are finding different ways to give new inventions to the world. And I guess I was also very inspired and anguished by whatever happened, whatever is happening, and we don't know, the future is uncertain till at this point of time till the vaccine is found. So the poem which I'm going to recite is born out of anguish in seeing the suffering of the human beings on our planet due to COVID-19. And I thought in some ways it resembled the pendulum of a clock, which is sending people from hospital to graveyard every minute and moving between life and death, and where the black and deserted streets also seem to be mourning. Now I would like to recite, with your permission, my poem, if you don't mind. The title of the poem is in French now. It is La Pendule. La course contre la montre s'est arrêtée brusquement, laissant derrière les rues vides, plein de malades de Covid. Les rues vides, longues et noires me semblaient en deuil et sans pareil. Le combat entre la vie et la mort se ressemble à la pendule d'une horloge, balançant les morts entre l'hôpital et la morgue chaque minute. Should I go ahead and do the translation of this?
Yes, please.
So basically, the title of the poem is The
You can
Clock.
keep it short, Abe, if you don't mind, Mr. Teke. If you can keep it short, very short.
Okay. Yeah, it is just few lines. I mean, it's the race against time stopped suddenly, leaving behind empty streets full of COVID patients. The empty streets, long and black, seem to be in mourning and unmatched. The fight between life and death resembles the pendulum of a clock swinging dead between the hospital and the morgue every minute. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it's lovely to hear poetry in French. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this is your certificate of congratulations for a wonderful poem.
Thank you so much.
So Mr. Abe Tikaka, this is your certificate. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to turn to Clara Sulov from Albania.
I live in Albania. My poem is titled Laugh. After the shocking news that we globally had to face a pandemic, during anxious days of quarantine, I felt that the best solution is to laugh, to be positive and live each moment as it comes.
Kindly change the spotlight to Clara, please.
Qesh, edhe kur thellë në zemër, shkretëtira dhe dekurajimi mbretëron. Qesh, edhe kur shpirti yt, kudo me dhembje diçka kërkon. Qesh, edhe kur shpirti yt, kudo me dhembje diçka kërkon. Qesh, kur mendimin ta errëson, smira e botës dhe ligësia. Mos qaj kur disfata të rënon. Mos qaj kur të re varfëria. Qesh, qesh dhe prap qesh. Qesh edhe kur je në zi. Qesh kur je dhe në rebesh. Qesh e do të kenë zili. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a wonderful antidote to laugh, particularly in sad times. Thank you. Could we have the certificate?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So World Humanitarian Drive would like to award you this certificate of winning to Ms. Clara Sudo. Congratulations and thank you so much for your inspiration today. Next, we'd like to turn to Ms. Swati Mariam Varghese from India.
Kindly, can you, anybody who is unmute, can you kindly put it on mute, please, because we are overhearing conversations.
Hello and greetings to all the respected guests and participants. I'm Ashwati Mariam Varghese. I'm a medical student from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. So we live in a time full of trials and tribulations right now. And the one thing that seems to be missing from the world is hope. So this poem of mine has been written from a point in time when we're looking back at COVID after defeating the scourge of it. So this poem is called Taking a Look Back, and here goes. 2020, wiping his brow, said he, was a test for all of humanity. And the museum tour guide flashed a furrowed smile at the concerned face of every child that had read only in history books, on tiptoe and on tenterhooks, to learn of the war that had been waged at the dreary dawn of the decade. Not tanks, not tricks, not crafty advisors, this war had been fought with sanitizers in the cluttered corridors of crowded care centers by the healing hands of healthcare providers. The enemy, measuring in mere nanometers, had the foreheads of mighty world leaders contorted in concern for the future was uncertain. The media bulletins garnished with worry. If there are indeed superheroes, would they please hurry? People filled with paranoia and pain, acutely aware of the passage of time, became the norm to break the chain for a nation locked in quarantine. But thanks are still in order for those who stilled their will and stayed indoors, who bought only as much as they need and did not succumb to entitled greed, who kept themselves informed and aware and cross-referenced every update they shared, who realized that there are times in life when people rise above differences and strife and stay home in solidarity for the good of all of humanity. Said the guide, pointing with unmasked pride at the glass enclosed past and N95. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can see your medical background.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That was a wonderful poem. And World Humanitarian Drive would like to award you this certificate of winning to Ms. Swati Mariam Varghese.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Congratulations. Next, we'd like to turn to Luisa Novaes, who's going to speak in Portuguese, and she's from Brazil.
I think the internet got dropped for them. We can skip to the next one.
Okay. So can we turn to Mr. John Bosco, who's going to speak in Tamil from India.
Good evening to Honorable Presidents, Organizing Member and all. My name is John Bosco from India. I am the Product Development Engineer in Datafield India Private Limited. I would like to thanks for giving this opportunity. My poetry theme is about death of erred sixth sense, born of humanities. My heart of mother tongue send this poetry to my mind. I want to say my poem in my mother tongue, Tamil. ஓர் அறிவில் தொடங்கி ஐந்தறிவில் ஆட்சி கொண்ட எழில் பொங்கும் மண்ணுலகில் ஆறறிவு கொண்ட ராட்சசனாய் கால்பதித்தோம். பகுத்தறிவு என்னும் ஒளியை கொண்டு ஆர்வத்தின் பேரில் புதுயுகம் கண்டோம். ஊகானில் கோவிட் நீ பிறக்க, அறியா நிலையில் உனை வளர்க்க, அழியா கரையாய் நீ படிய, நஞ்சாய் தஞ்சம் புகுந்தாய் எங்கள் கூட்டில். அரசோ ஆணை பிறப்பிக்க, பயண பேருந்து இளைப்பார, காவல்துறையோ தடியெடுக்க, நாங்களோ சிதறடிக்க. தெருக்களோ உறக்கம் கொள்ள, தொழில்கூடங்கள் ஒளி இழக்க, தெய்வங்கள் மருத்துவத்தில் வீற்றிருக்க, அன்பின் கருணையாய் மனிதநேயமே கை கொடுக்க நிராயுத பாணியாய் களை இழந்தோம் உந்தன் வருகையினால். படைத்தவனின் விதிவினையோ பகுத்தவனின் வழிபிழையோ என்றெண்ணி காலம் கற்பிக்கும் பாடத்தை உணர்ந்தோம். நீ புது விடியலின் ஒளியில் தன்னுயிர் மரித்து எம் உயிர் காப்பாய் என்று. நன்றி, வணக்கம். Once again, thanks to my kith and kins and all.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to hear poetry in Tamil. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And the World Humanitarian Drive would like to award you this certificate to Mr. John Bosco for your wonderful poem.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to turn to, thank you, to Ms. Sabina Zulalova, who is from Russia.
Hi, good evening to everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. And I am artist and I see the world in different colors. My poem's name called Colors of Life. I'm going to read it in Russian language because I don't translate it to English. It describes what colors I would paint everything around me so that the world becomes better, becomes beautiful. So I start to read. Просто возьму кисти и краски и раскрашу жизнь разноцветно. Там, где пусто, сделаю ярче, чтобы стало оно незаметно. Нарисую большое сердце, чтоб зимой меня согревало, и у солнца лучи подлиннее, чтоб светить не переставало. В общем, так разукрасить надо, чтоб для черного мест не осталось. Только ночь я разбавлю заново ярко-синим звезд сиянием. Thank you very much. If you want, I can translate short the meaning of this poem.
Briefly, that would be nice. Thank you. If you could keep it brief, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Поздравляю.
So, translate it for you. I didn't hear.
Very briefly, please.
Yeah. So I just say that I am an artist, and when I paint, I want to paint a big sun to make the world warmer. And I want to make a lot of colors in the world to make it funny and beautiful and wonderful. Only black color I will not use. So it's very similar to this situation of now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So the World Humanitarian Drive would like to award you this certificate of winning to Ms. Sabina Zulalova. Thank you so much for your wonderful poem, and congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
That concludes the time of poetry recital. They were wonderful poems, and it was wonderful to hear in different languages from different parts of the world, different expressions. We'd like to now introduce our chief guest. This is His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, the 5th former president of Trinidad and Tobago. He was the UN prosecutor for the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, also in Rwanda as well, where he was prosecuting for the United Nations in The Hague. He also is the president of Trinidad and Tobago from March 2013 to March 2018. Previously, he was a High Court judge at the Supreme Court of Trinidad and Tobago, and he serves as a judge of the International Criminal Court from 2012 to 2013. He received a World Peace Culture Award the 4th of May, 2019. We're very honored to have you here, sir, and we're anxious to hear your words. Thank you.
Sir, excuse
Can
me,
you
sir, your
unmute it?
phone is in mute. No, sir, his phone has the control. I'm not able to do it.
Here we go.
Are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are able to hear you.
We're just missing your
Photo, your
video.
face.
We want to see your handsome face.
All right, just a second, please.
Yes.
I need to get back. Yes, yes.
That's great.
Are you with me?
It's perfect.
Hello?
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In keeping with the trust of the COVID-19 Times Poetry Initiative, I feel it is appropriate to use the requisite medium and genre, poetry, as part and parcel of my message to the world. The poem is called The Voice of Conscience. So close, so close, so connected in crisis, yet so far, so distant, so apart, as social niceties and courtesies flounder on the rocks of our human frailty. Hugs, a warm embrace, kisses, handshakes, all to ease the pain, not allowed, not allowed. COVID-19 lurks, a disease with a number, but no date of extinction and no time of extraction. This scourge takes no prisoners. Fear rules the phantom that resides in each and every one of us. No gratuitous respect for the rich and powerful, and certainly none for the poor. No balm to the vulnerable and the weak, made possible and supported by a life of wants and needs, and a life of excess in food, drink, and slothful smoke. The call to arms by many is indeed a desperate cry of despair to repair and make right the personal and collective wrongs and misgivings of the past. Urgently now, desperate for refuge and calm, looking for a Noah's Ark, we dare to ask for whom the bells toll. Well, they will toll for each and every one of us who dares to tempt fate and challenge life through recklessness, indifference, and apathy to social and physical distancing. Our dispensability is assured if we pay no heed to what is required, what must be done. In the lives of the affected, the deadly, ominous hours stand still. A surreal encounter with a ravaging beast that gives no quarter. What is happening is real. Paying homage to the dead becomes a gift of short shrift. This pandemic, COVID-19, ruthless in intent, spawning spaghetti 5-minute funerals and christenings. Our faith in fate and the faith of faith tested, twisted, and stretched. In the face of this iniquity, we harbor a sense of an approaching Armageddon, whilst nature is allowed quietly and effortlessly to rejuvenate herself. The drone of hopelessness and helplessness hovers. The genius in us wilts and wanes with a withering disbelief that control has been taken away, lost to an unseen and unforeseen foe. Charlatans abound. Everybody has the solution, but nobody has the cure. COVID-19, a double-edged sword that divides and unites in the home in one fell swoop, domesticating the worker who lives for work, endearing the mother and homemaker to those she loves and cares for, no longer taken for granted, as appreciation trumps depreciation. Children at home, cloistered and distracted by a social distancing that forces them to embrace the simple, time-worn things in life that really matter. And in our loneliness and isolation, we all finally will find ourselves, hopefully, to the better. And we, the people, suffer, burdened sometimes with leaders obsessed with the politics of power and not the politics of genuine service and humanity. A revolution in social consciousness is taking place. Let not your hearts and spirits be quarantined from sharing, caring, and healing bountifully. The telling message, despite our predisposition for malefaction and the primordial, is that we will be made stronger, better, and wiser, not by our selfish singularity, but rather by our oneness, spawned by our universal compassion and care for each other, our uncompromising humanity, and that inner voice we often deny by not listening, that selfless inner voice of conscience. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the COVID Times Poetry Initiative appeals to the ascendancy of the human spirit over adversity through the motivational medium of poetry. I therefore wish to commend the stellar efforts of Abdul Basit Said and the World Humanitarian Drive in promoting a culture of peace through education, sports, and the arts. This vision is to inculcate humanistic values through youth empowerment to ensure a better quality of life for all. It is a very trying time for the United Kingdom, and specifically Croydon, where the WHD is based with some 1,200 reported cases of COVID-19, small by comparison to others. And despite this, you have persevered to make today's ceremony possible. For the first time in our recent collective history and memory, our differences do not matter in the face of this dreadful pandemic. Nothing, however, can stop the successful march of a committed, focused, and united people confronting COVID-19. We must do the right thing because it is the right thing to do, because of our very human survivability is dependent on how we honor our personal and social responsibilities. Every day, all our healthcare professionals, by their daily acts of love, sacrifice, and care, demonstrate that hope lives eternal. Now more than ever, we do not need a season or a public holiday to actualize and operationalize our humanity. For far too long, we have become occasions persons, advocating good things and values on commemorative days, only to resile to our backward ways of selfish survival the very next day. To be human, compassionate, and selfless is no admission of weakness, but rather qualities for all seasons. COVID-19 must not become the new colonizer to divide and rule us. The burgeoning and quite worrying new solution to this malady has become one of casting blame and finding faults, rather than engaging in collaborative clinical research to find solutions. Grief, growing apprehension about our daily survivability, the loss of jobs, breadwinners in unemployment lines, strained social relationship, loneliness and social isolation, and the corresponding mental wear and tear. All speak to a downward spiral in the well-being of all. And our coping mechanisms are stretched to the maximum. Inspired and inspiring leadership is what is needed from top to the bottom. And once that leadership is compassionate, caring, meritocratic, and self-oriented, we will get to the nirvana that we seek and desperately need. The battle to sustain life is not only to be found in the hospital wards, but in communities to safeguard the quality of life for many, where the elderly resides helpless to do their daily chores, the infirm, the incapacitated, and persons with disabilities are very alone and in need of care and comfort. This is one social revolution that is being televised every second of the day, and we are privy to people's struggles and plight, some far greater than ours. And if this does not change each and every one of us for the better, what will? We must become a unifying force, a people in solidarity against a common enemy. And poetry can be a conduit and facilitator of such unity. We are in the business of solidifying our oneness through this artistic expression and media. The pain, the hurt, and anguish will not necessarily ease with poetic license, but words from the heart will. I am no bystander to the art of poetry. I am a Calypsonian, and Calypso music originates from my hope country of Trinidad and Tobago. Calypso music is really poetry in song. I have often stated that the poet and the Calypsonian both represent the conscience of a society, giving a much needed reality check so that we can become agents and dynamos of progressive change. In April 2017, Amanda Gorman, a 19-year-old Harvard graduate who was named National Youth Poet Laureate, stated, and I quote, "I firmly believe that the arts are an excellent place to heal wounds and build bridges. And I've always viewed the arts as the civilizing signs of a democracy," end of quote. This encapsulates the very potency of poetry and the arts. Paul Keynes Douglas, the Poet Laureate of Trinidad and Tobago, our leading exponent of the oral tradition, who has shared chronicles of West Indian life through language, intonation, dialect, cultural slangs, norms, and characterization, stated, "I am interested in knowing what I do touches people. You never know who you are touching. That's your role. Not to make $1 million or to sell 1,000 tickets," end of quote. In other words, poetry can have an exceptional impact on citizens of the world. Poetry can transform all demographics, from the proverbial small man to the cognoscenti and intelligentsia. Finally, it is significant that today the world commemorates International Mother Earth Day 2020, and it focuses on another looming crisis that awaits us if we do not arrest the ravages of climate change. The call to action to arrest COVID-19 is as timely and relevant as the call to arrest climate change. I am reminded of the words of Robert Louis Stevenson, and I quote, "Everybody, sooner or later, will sit down to a banquet of consequences," end of quote. We must therefore give credence to our intra and intergenerational responsibilities. I wish to commend and congratulate each contributor and poet on their exceptional work and their desire and willingness to inject positive messages of hope into the global rhetoric and dialogue, and most important, in the lives of all. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I particularly loved your references to the arts and their capacity to inspire the ascendancy of spirit over adversity, and also highlighting the responsibilities we have to our future generations in the face of climate change. And Mother Earth Day today is also a special mark that you've given in your speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
At this point, the World Humanitarian Drive would want to award you the Patron of Humanity Award, which they're going to show on the screen now. This will be sent to you, but for now, this is a digital format.
Thank you very much.
We're so grateful for your contribution. Hey, Mr. Abdul Basit, would you like to say anything further?
Your Excellency, thank you very much. And you've always been an activist for human rights. And I completely believe that I'm unconfident that this award of Patron of Humanity will encourage you to do more and more for the humanity, because you have always been an advocate and you always will be. So thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us today and showing your support to give your voice concern towards the corona and towards our people to bring oneness together to this world. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you very much. And I live by a maxim that I wish to share with the world. Always treat people like people.
Thank you, President. Thank you so much,
Thank you
President.
so much.
Thank you
It's
very
a
much.
good maxim, very good. Thank you. Next, we would like to turn to a series of special addresses, particularly from partners who have been involved in this process. And we're going to start with Mrs. Purnima Anand from India, who is the president of BRICS International Forum, an international elections observer, and she's known for international peace and humanitarian cooperation alliances. Thank you very much.
Namaste, World Humanitarian Drive. Very warm greetings to all honorable dignitaries. His Excellency Anthony Cameron, Vice President Trinidad and Tobago, Chairman and Founder of World Humanitarian Drive, International Ambassador Abdul Basit Said, my Russian friend Dr. Sergei Alexander Davidovsky and from Israel and winners of the conference. This is Purnima Anand, President BRICS International Forum, speaking from India. We are very difficult time of entire humanity and experiencing global stress from the virus attack. This is unique international initiative of World Humanitarian Drive to discuss best practice to combat and spread of new virus in all countries. This is very important for all of us to show experience of unity for better survival. Today we are separate physically and connect digitally with cultural heritage of humanity. It is really inspiring and has brought the world at one stage to come to look at the problem within a 60-degree angle and provide a solution which suit every nation needs in every form and order. With almost 700,000 citizens contracting from coronavirus and 1,75,000 people losing their lives to this pandemic globally, coronavirus has emerged as a challenge to humanity. On that has surpassed all borders and has caused death and devastation at our homes. It is the ugly face of this problem that nations have to resolve, and lockdown and closures. In the wake of the spread of this virus has been on low rise, and all the nations are providing their earnest effort to curb it. However, the entire nation is fighting back hard against it. The Indian government has been on its toes in this fight against the disease and has also delivered much praised and insightful action plan for the consequences of the deadly disease in other spheres like economy, public services delivery, etc. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in constant touch with the public and has boosted the entire nation moral and his last three addresses to the nations. Coronavirus has been declared a national disaster, which has facilitated all state governments to utilize the emergency funds. Prime Minister Modi has also been considerate about global action against this pandemic and has discussed this issue on several international platforms. We called joint video conferencing of the SARC nation and constituted a joint SARC fund against coronavirus. Prime Minister was also a part of a special G20 summit video conference where Russia and BRICS countries also participated and urged the group of nations for committed and united action against the coronavirus pandemic and also proposed the injection of $5 trillion into the world economy to counter the impact of the crisis. The Indian Council of Indian Medical Research can offer help coordinating such an exercise and propose to create a COVID-19 emergency fund. This could be based on voluntary contribution from all the public organizations. Since WHO is a very important and other world alliances like BRICS, G20, SARC and SCOPE coordinate and share how much experience of China is replicable to our situation and how do we learn from their experience. We observe that United Nations agencies handling international public health did not have the mandate to tackle a pandemic such as COVID-19. This highlighted the need of empowering the WHO in its capacity of early warning or developing effective vaccines or capacity building, including delivery of medical supplies, diagnostic tools, treatment and medicines and vaccines. In the wake of this realization and the need of strengthening the WHO, I fervently believe that even the BRICS nations must work upon an inter-BRICS health policy, which can promote cooperation in the field of healthcare and research. Such a step would be crucial to develop self-sustainability and early action to avoid any such happening in the future. I would like to appeal to the governments of maximize transnational assistance and support for relief programs across the affected areas. Amidst the obscurity of pain, fear, and pessimism that the pandemic inflicted upon humanity, I would also like to bring upon the stories of strength and exemplary determination showcased by people across the globe today through this conference. And all the poems, poetry, and the recitations were very good. And I appreciate the effort of WHD that they compose culture with the crisis of and fear time on Corona. So it is really appreciable work today, and all the dignitaries present here. It is a high time that we should cooperate, strengthen, and as His Excellency President said, that it is a time that we forget our problems. We should unite and cooperate on Corona issues, and we should divert all the resources to come over from the Corona disease. In the end, I appreciate all the people who are taking necessary measures and with the advancement that needed to tackle the situation at hand. We feel that whole world today unitedly working and they are handling this matter that all people should come up and stand together to fight the corona disease. Thank you very much. I highly appreciate it once again the presence of all people.
Thank you very much for your wonderful words. Thank you. And think the world definitely needs to work together much more to solve this crisis. We don't work together, as you said, it will be so much more difficult to solve. Thank you. I would like to turn to Mr. Alex Davidovsky, who is speaking from Israel. He's originally born in Ekaterinburg in Russia. He's the managing director of a growing business in many countries, of power plants. He's a book writer, a publicist, a poet, and a life coach. We're longing to hear your words. Thank you, sir.
Hello, dear friends. It's a very pleased to see you today in a very important time. And this is an initiative driving the World Humanitarian Drive, extremely important today, because what we're facing right now, we are facing a very interesting time. Let's back to 100 years ago. We've been in transition to machinery world from the agriculture world. And today we're facing the transition to a digital world, which is very painful for some time because it's going to rapid revolution. And right now, this is the virus is kind of signs of a tension growing in the world. And this is virus which is growing within us. It's just materializing within our nature, within our spirit, because we're all getting to separated by phones, by medias, by computers, by personal drive. We all digitalize ourselves already for a few years. Let's say for already over 30 years, we are digitalizing ourselves and separating with the, look at us, we're driving in the buses, we're sitting in a home with the families, we're all with the personal devices and the texting and the messaging and the sitting in the network, and we forgot what is the spirit. And right now we're getting trapped in the building of these walls between us, which we grow together. And today, extremely important, the World Humanitarian Drive is spiritual of the poem, going to aesthetic level, going to creative level, going to growing spirit. It's where there are no viruses exist in a beauty world, because only the beauty is that drive us to love, to peace, to prosperity, to wealth, to health, to endure ourselves. When people in love, if you remember yourself, you've been in love, you had no sickness, no disease, no anything. You will have great spirit and a drive to achieve, to drive, to do something else. We were on a creative side and we never got any sick any time. Right now, our body trapped in a captured in a cells. We're sitting in apartments and the body is here, but spirit, there is no one can stop our spirit to grow together, to unite every human on the planet, to get them together, to enjoy, to create, to start thinking about, to kill the fears from within and drive world up. This is what will get us quickly out of any disease, and we will not ever get separated. We can unite ourselves in any matter and any day and any time and any second. And I just have no words to appreciate Mr. Abdul, Mr. Robin, who are creating this drive, because this is what keeps the world together. This is what keeps the world alive. This is a virus killing only those who cannot resist emotion, who cannot drive ourselves to love. There is a good word. When you have a problem, you just smile. And it's difficult to achieve, but when you start to create something and you do something and you create poems, you create and write books, a lot of people going to arts right now, exercises, working, looking forward, looking in the sky, looking at the sea. This is what brings us together and bring us up to the new world, which we can face with love, peace, and joy. Appreciate yourself, I congratulate the winners of the poem. It's a wonderful people who just gathered together to speak and speak ourselves from the world, from the heart. This is what we need right now. This is what missing right now. Speak from the heart to each other. I will want to kill each other. I will want to do each other. I will want to angry to be in each other. Look what's going on an international arena. We just need to stop it. We just need to think about it. Think twice what we're trying to achieve. What is the purpose of life? Is it health? Is it happiness? Are we driving yourself to the happiness? When we start driving yourself to the happiness every day, every human in the world will be different. Are you happy with what we're doing right now? Let's look around. The love is around you. Look at your mother, look at your daughter, look at your spouse, look at the person you just brother, you just friend each other, and say thank you that you are with me, that we're together and we can enjoy and we can talk and we can speak. I love you all and I wish you well. And I don't know, just losing the word to express myself because my growing the drive is very high, and just wish you everybody well and think positive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your emphasis on love and spirit to create a new world, to solve many of our problems and to bring us together. That's wonderful.
Hi, Robin. Just as a request to other speakers, if you can kindly minimize your speech, as there are a lot of them on board. So kindly minimize your speech to 3 minutes. That'll be lovely. Although we want to hear you more, just minimize your speech. And the president is also here, so he's keenly listening. So just narrate the important elements. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we'd like to ask Professor Dato Dr. G.P. Doraisamy from Malaysia to speak. Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Thank you, Robin, the Secretary General of UPF UK and the moderator for this evening. My friend, Honorable Sir Abdul Bashir Said, founder and chairman, World Humanitarian Drive International Ambassador of Croydon, and our chief guest, His Excellency Sir Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, the Honorable 5th President of Trinidad Tobago, COVID Times Poetry Recital Award winners, and to all distinguished speakers for this evening. Good day to all my fellow humanitarians. The future of peace and freedom is seen from the aspects of truth, life, and light. It is our common aspirations, as written in the Charter of the United Nations, to lift men everywhere to a higher standard of life and to a greater enjoyment of freedom. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948 at Paris. I would stress that the basic principles of equality and non-discrimination, be it in economic, social, and cultural rights, as stated in the Declaration, UDHR, does imply an obligation on governments to assume the enjoyment of these rights. Now, please bear in mind that these basic principles of human rights and freedom is here to serve as a common standard of achievement for all people of all nations. This United Declaration, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, is our international Magna Carta for mankind of the universe. I believe, as the Secretary General of the Malaysian WHD, we have the courage and inspiration to raise the level of human dignity, to create consciousness, and to overcome any shortcomings and imperfections, put forth our efforts in good faith, bona fide, for the upliftment of the citizens of the world. The freedom fighter, Mahatma Gandhi, in 1931, while addressing a large gathering at the Kingsley Hall in London, United Kingdom, said, and I quote, there is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. I feel it true. I do not see it. It is the unseen power which makes itself felt and yet defies all proof, because it is so unlike all that I perceive through my senses. It transcends the senses. I can see that in the midst of death, life persists. In the midst of untruth, truth persists. In the midst of darkness, light persists. God is life, truth, and light. Dear friends, as we are in the midst of a calamity, a huge war is waging fiercely across the globe without any passion or compassion to humankind. Thousands of innocent lives have succumbed to this horrendous pandemic virus called COVID-19. World Humanitarian Drive is not here to blame and or to accuse any particular nations for the misconduct, misfeasance, and or for the misbehavior against humanity to create and spread this coronavirus. The truth will ultimately prevail from the untruth. Until then, let's see the light in the darkness and life in the midst of death. In my conclusion, I humbly request that daily prayers and meditations to be performed by all individuals as per to your respective belief systems in a well-disciplined, holistic, spiritual, mindful, and at all times our soul consciousness connected to the Supreme Lord, Father, our God. With that, I would say, being human is given, but keeping our humanity is a choice. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you so much for your wise words. Thank you. Thank you for your call to devotion as well. At this time, it's very important. Thank you, sir. Next, I'd like to call Professor Dr. Zenica Kunigrasi from Albania. She's a medical professor at the University of Gjirokastër. I'm sorry if I haven't pronounced that correctly.
Okay.
You're also the Secretary General of WHC in Albania.
Yes, sir. So thank you, Mr. Robin Marsh, for the presentation. Dear Honorable President, Mr. Anthony Carmona, dear World Humanitarian Drive team and founder chairman, Mr. Abdul Basit Sayed, dear all supporting leaders and speakers from numerous countries, media partners and poets, greetings from Albania for putting humanity first by doing this great work together. I feel honored and thankful to be part of this team. I live in Albania, a country Southeast Europe. We are more Albanians outside borders than inside due to massive immigration because of several political and economical problems we have been facing that caused disappointment. Seeing my relatives and friends leaving one after each other made me feel powerless and lost. And I've been wondering, what can I do to change my country's reality? How can I find and share hope? I believe the needed answer comes from inside every one of us, comes from a positive mindset, comes from pulling each other up to the next level. That's why I deeply appreciate and support the good intentions and hard work of WHD team to support sustainable development and global peace through several very successful global movements like Trade for Peace, World Moral Day, the Science Bazaar, and now this COVID times poetry. All our countries are facing death and struggles because of COVID-19 pandemic. Yet we are all united to support and share inspiration by this unique international poem contest. Day after day, COVID times poetry pulled our minds in a positive direction towards hope and strength, towards confidence and love. More than that, in my personal experience, this contest resulted contagious, same as coronavirus. I also did write poems these days I never did before. As a doctor, I am aware without any doubt that human mind is the most powerful tool we have, and the energy that we transmit through our brain is contagious to people around us. As a professor, I am aware without any doubt that everyone, especially young generations, need to see and follow this kind of positive energy and inspiration. That's why I deeply believe the majority of the participants, at least from Albania, have been young-aged. This contest proved to each and every one of us that our minds can do beautiful things if we use it in a positive way. And actually, the coronavirus might be deeply disappointed that we are not mentally locked down so far. By collecting poems globally, we did also cure loneliness and isolation, since expressing feelings like fear, anxiety, and hope, trusting God and love through poems, we felt part of a huge family facing same challenge. Actually, this was our founder's chairman's objective, to cherish unity in diversity and promote it globally. Indeed, here we are, united from so many countries, so far from each other in kilometers, but so close by heart and mind. I believe we are all dreamers, but please don't forget, dreams are the vision of our global future. So let's keep dreaming. Thank you again to World Humanitarian Drive for this wonderful project. Congratulations to all the participants. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your words. And next, I would like to go to Mr. Bachaspati Rajni from Nepal. And he's been 22 years in the national service for the Nepal government, as well as 18 months in the humanitarian service in Iraq. He's currently the advisor to non-residents Nepali in the United Kingdom and chief editor of Sitalpati News, Nepali Online. He's been recognized with the Gurkha Dakin Bahu, United Nations Service Medal, and many more honors. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Would you like to give us your words?
Namaste.
Namaste.
Good afternoon, His Excellencies and Chief Guest. Presenter, thank you for calling me to give some words. Actually, this COVID-19 poetry competition, really we need this time because of the people, those who are stressed, those who are depressed, and those who are low morale. If they got the good conversation like poetry, then they got the morale and they got high high morale, then they can get like a second medicine. Likewise, prevention medicine, because if they got the good language, good words, good motivation, then they will get, oh, Corona is also not a bad thing. We can fight by our morale and by our language. So this Corona, COVID-19, this competition may get very good motivation in the world, and the victim or the patient, they can get the energy to fight them. So I thought this time oral humanitarian pride, they decide very nice this program and launch. And at that time, Mr. Chairman from the oral humanitarian I spoke to write the news, to aware the people and to get the moral. So my Sital Party News wrote several articles, several video presentation, and then I'm very happy. This time, maybe this poetry competition gives more confidence and more high moral in this field. So thank you very much, Role Humanitarian Pride, to arrange this program and today this program as well. So thank you very much. And in future, I always help you, Chairman. That is, I know this my Nepalese community in the UK. I wrote in Nepalese language to aware them regarding the viral disease and to control how to stay home, how to eat the food, how to maintain the distance each other. That's why in our country, Nepal, we have a namaste. It means no need to the handshake. So if we namaste, we greetings to others as well, and we will be the distance as well. That's why it was very nice. And poetry also can prevent the from coronavirus. That is my opinion. Thank you from my side today.
Thank you very much. That's very wise to have this greeting at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No touching of hands. Thank you. I would like to ask Professor Dr. Sergei Dvoryanov from Russia. He's hello, Sergei. You're the president of the International Diplomatic Club, and you've been actively promoting the idea of cultural diplomacy. You're a public speaker, and I know you're also a very spiritual man. You would like to grace us with a few words.
Thank you so much, dear Robin. Honorable President, Honorable Dr. Mr. Abdul Basit Sayed, and all participants, from the depths of my heart, I want to congratulate all of you, because today is a very auspicious day, very historical day, we can say. First of all, as you know, this day is regarding the United Nations, is a day of our planet, of the Mother Earth. The second one is a holiday, is the International Artists' Day, the day of all artists around of the planet. And the second one, you know, actually this 22nd of April is a birthday day of our beloved sister, Mrs. Purnima Anand, President of International BRICS Forum. That's why I also want to congratulate her on this auspicious day. Our competition, poetry, poem competition, you know, is an absolutely spiritual project. For example, in material world, when we are talking about competition, always somebody is win and somebody is lose. But when we do our project, poetry competition, everybody win. And you know, what is actually poem? Poem is like a language of God, is divine energy, is energy of love. What we are doing right now, we exchange this divine energy between all of us, and we unite all this energy and put to our hearts. Actually, frankly speaking, poem is only one way to be immortal. Now all our experience very dangerous time, infection, pandemic, or what we receive, all information is like a catastrophe. But we create some island of peace, island of harmony in our hearts, and we promote this energy around all the planet. That's why I'm completely believe that through this energy we can save the world, we can save our civilization. Because frankly speaking, if we are talking about this infection, COVID-19, if I can explain this pandemic only one word, this word will be lesson. It's a big divine lesson to all of us, and we should learn this lesson. This is lesson to check our humanity, how we can be our behavior in this dangerous time, how we can support each other, how we can be more open, more kind, how can be more dedicated to the God. This time should grow up our faith, should grow up our belief to God, and we should be very trust to His divine plan, because I know that God prepared for us good future, bright future, amazing future, and we should start to use the language of God, because all scriptures around all the world, if we're looking for the Bible or Quran or Bhagavad Gita, we can explain all these scriptures. They was wrote on the divine poem language. That's why for me poem is a kind of praise. Actually, every poetry in the world, he's like a monk, he do his praise to the God through this divine language of love. That's why I'm so appreciative of this initiative of Mr. Abdul Basit Sayed, and he chose the very auspicious day, 22nd of April. And believe me, I am completely sure that this historical day will be like a day of the new golden age of the future of the old civilization. Because we should make this book of all these poetries, and we should put this book to United Nations like a gift of all our society, from all participants from different parts of the world. This is our dedication. This is our sacrifice to the future of our planet. And we should pray. In Bible, as you know, word is not only word. Word is a personification of God Himself. And we try to collect the proper words.
We lost you.
So much. Thank you so much. Mangalam Bhavatu, all auspicious in your life. From this 22nd, we came to the golden age. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A wonderful, wonderful aspiration for the future. Can I now turn to Ms. Hortensia Moreno from Canada? She's an intern architect and graphic designer in Canada, designer at IATSE and in British Columbia, Canada, CEO and founder of Aki West Coast TV and Radio Canada and CLBOMW, Canada's leadership and business organization of Muslim women. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon everyone. La paz sea con todos ustedes. Thank you first to the World Humanitarian Drive, as well to Abdul for this amazing initiative, COVID Poetry. Poetry helps heal emotional pain, lead us to greater self-awareness, and provide a gift of inspiration to others around the world. Aki West Coast TV and Radio Canada, we are proud to support this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your brief words. Thank you. I'd like to turn now to the announcing of the awards.
Sorry, Robin, we have one more speaker, CEO of BRICS.
Could you introduce them, please?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Mr. Ilya Bachurin. I'm so sorry.
Hello, everyone. It's a big honor for me to be with you here. And
Mr. Ilya, let Mr. Marsh introduce you. That way people know who you are. 1 minute.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Mr. Ilya Bachurin is the CEO of TV BRICS International Media Network in Russia. He is a Russian film and TV producer, co-founder of Glavkino, the largest film studio in Eastern Europe, and producer of feature films, documentaries, and TV shows, including Star Academy, the first national TV channel. He is also an organizer and jury member of a number of international film festivals, including Play Button Film Festival in Chennai, India. So you have the floor.
Thank you. It's a big honor for me to be here with you, and I love this initiative. I love this time spending together with you. So hello, everyone. On behalf of TV BRICS, let me express our deepest gratitude to World Humanitarian Drive team and to all partners of this event called COVID Times Poetry. It is our honor to become a media partner of this contest, which we consider as one of crucial humanitarian initiatives in this tough period. Please allow me to introduce TV BRICS project briefly. So who we are? TV BRICS is an international media network of the BRICS countries, and TV BRICS is devoted to strengthening BRICS media cooperation. The first step in this direction, we consider the opportunity to exchange the information between the media outlets of these 5 countries. In this regard, we see our duty in sharing inspiring news such as COVID Times Poetry Contest project with audience of BRICS member states. TV BRICS as an official partner of Sustainable Development Goals Media Compact of the United Nations and considers our initiative as one of the complying with the United Nations agenda. We recognize this event as an instance of global partnership. As you can see right now, right at the moment, we have gathered together with so many countries' honored representatives. COVID Times Poetry is a brilliant idea we are happy to support. We may overcome this together by joining our efforts against pandemic challenges and find the way to express it in art. I would highlight nowadays, we are living in a very crucial moment for all humanity. And we have to look for inspiration and try not to focus on negative only. Thanks to all participants for their outstanding poems, beautiful poems and poetry. It is great contribution they bring to us. And I hope that this positive example provided by our partners from World Humanitarian Drive would be captured for the future, thanks to proactive media support as well. As a TV BRICS network, we will do our best, I promise. In this period, when the whole world has to stay home, we should think positive. I would like to express our solidarity to all of you. This is no doubt that very soon the world will cope this disaster connected with coronavirus and problem with will pass away. Good luck to all participants of this competition. Looking forward to hearing the best poems of you, you received. Thank you, and one more time, it was a big honor to be with you, to be a partner of this great event.
Thank you so much for your words. Thank you, we're very grateful.
Thank you.
We'd like to move now to the Certificate of Gratitude. So the World Humanitarian Drive is deeply appreciative of the partnership and the contributions of all the speakers. So if we are ready, we'd like to read out the names of the certificates.
Yes, sir. You
Okay.
can proceed.
First of all, Mrs. Purnima Anand from India. Congratulations, Mrs. Anand. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was very nice. Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Second, Mr. Alex Davidovsky. Congratulations and thank you for your contribution.
Thank you very much. It's very honorable. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'd like to present to Professor Dato Dr. G.P. Dorasamy from Malaysia. Congratulations, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution today. If we could, can we move on next to Professor Dr. Sinisa Kunigrasi from Albania. Thank you so much for your contribution as well today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'd like to, it's the award for Mr. Bachaspati Reshmi from Nepal. I'd like to say namaste and Thank you so much for your contribution today, and congratulations. Next, for Professor Sergei Dvoryanov from Russia.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Danyavad, спасибо.
Congratulations. Next, Mrs. Hortensia Moreno from Canada.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and shukran. Thank you. Next, for Mr. Ilya Baturin, CEO of TV Bricks International Media. Thank you so much for your contribution. And congratulations. Thank you. These awards will be sent to each of the awardees and partners in gratitude for your partnership and your contributions. We'd like to now make an announcement of the certificate of winning. This will be presented to people from over 25 countries, from India, the UK, from America, Brazil, Albania, Spain, UAE, China, Russia, Greece, Sri Lanka, Iceland, Germany, Netherlands, Japan, Philippines, Pakistan, Israel, Korea, Sri Lanka. We're very grateful that the poems were presented in over 16 languages. And this contest was over 25 days, and you can see many of the names presented before you on the screen. Congratulations to everyone for their contributions. We want to really give honor to all of you for your willingness to participate and to inspire people across the globe in this time of adversity, that really, truly, spirit can triumph over adversity through your inspiration. Next, we would like to present a certificate of gratitude to all the media partners. If you go first to TV Bricks International Media Network. Thank you so much.
One more time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're very grateful. Thank you. Next to Videshi.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
We're very grateful for your partnership and support. Next, for Sitalpati News. Thank you so much for your support. Next, for South Asia Times. We're very grateful for your support and contribution for this event. So next would be News Abode. Thank you for your support. We're very grateful for the partnership. And for Newscares in India. Thank you so much for your support for this event. We're very grateful. And finally, for AKI, our West Coast, we're very grateful for all your support for this program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're very grateful for all the media partners. In conclusion, we would like to give the last position of honor and also to give the vote of thanks to the main investor in this initiative, the founder of this initiative, Mr. Abdul Basit Saeed, the founder and chairman of World Humanitarian Drive and the International Ambassador of Croydon. We would like to give you the floor for the vote of thanks. And ourselves also would like to thank you for your investment in this initiative, because without your great investment, this would not have happened.
Thank you, Robin. I say, hearing a good speech and the desire for poem is like drinking seawater. The more you drink, the more thirsty you become. Although I know the time is delayed, so I will make my very short word of thanks. So I want to first of all thank the Honorable President who have taken all this time to stay here to present the awards and see and support our mission of humanity to every one of us. Thank you so much, dear President. You being here, we are just literally honored. Thank you so much. Our WHT team has taken a lot of efforts to make this COVID times poetry happen. Our partners from media, our partner organization, the Universal Peace Federation, who has always been like a mother in grading us, in supporting us. Our other partners, BRICS International, International Diplomatic Club, all our organizers who are supporting us in every way possible. Thank you so much. I will just quickly say how this COVID times poetry started. To begin with, you know, everybody in this world lives currently in isolation. So, but although they want to be a volunteer, they cannot go outside due to the restriction. But how can you be a mind traveler? You don't have to travel physically, but you have to be a mind traveler. That is the exact reason why we decide COVID times poetry will be an inspiration to inspire humanity in every way possible. So I want to thank each and every one of you, the speakers, the leaders, the people who have supported us in each and every way, from India, from all other countries, breaking all the barriers of language, age, nationality. And remember, we are all interdependent. That's what this COVID times poetry is about, is to inspire, be interdependent, and give hope to humanity. Today is our Mother Earth Day. So we have to cherish the love our mother has given us. So we are giving the love back to her. Be a mind traveler, stay home, save lives. Thank you so much, everyone. And this is my very, very short thank you to all. We love you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that speech and vote of thanks. And I too want to wish you many blessings and also pass on the blessing of health, that all of you can stay healthy. And we hope next year we will have another event, and all of us together. Thank you so much. God bless.
And President, do you like to say any few words before the passing remark?
You know what you all are doing, and keep up the great work. You know, always, in fact, continue to be to persevere and be visionary. Congratulations on an excellent initiative.
Thank you, President. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And, you know, for moderating this program beautifully, I think Abdul sir and the President sir, both of them can honor our moderator of the day, Mr. Robin sir, with his certificate of gratitude.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robin.
Yes.
Thank you very
Well
much
deserved,
from India.
Robin, yes.
It's really
Thank you.
wonderful program. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
We'll see you next year.
Stay healthy.
Very much.
Stay healthy,
God
everyone.
bless. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Kalin, I think you can, people don't want to go, so we can just cancel the meeting.
Let's talk a little bit afterwards.